Hi, my name is Holly Baglio, and I'm going to give you a snippet of my testimony and what I've been through. My rough draft, Kids in a Cage, if you'd like to read it, please email me. This is a real memory of when Joseph Mangley was electrocuting us kids. This is me, and this was another little boy. The reason why we have X's over our eyes was because we were half dead. I remember Joseph Mangley electrocuting us over and over and over again. One time it hurt so bad. Being a little kid, I believe I was about 5 years old, and I had come to the conclusion that what was happening to me in the cages was hurting me far worse than it was going to hurt Graham and Papa to find out that I died. And I came to terms with wanting to die at that point. And I was a little kid. My first memories of being in a dumb, deep underground military base, as well as above ground government facilities. Nelson, Canada was an above ground government facility. But when I was 3 years old, my mother and I lived in San Antonio, Texas. And when I was 3 years old, I just remember being in the dumps, and my mother was in Texas with me for 3 months. The only part of those 3 months that I remember were being in the dumps, and then when Grandma and Papa flew from New Jersey out to Texas to bring me back home. And then shortly thereafter, my mother came back to Jersey. I remember being with a group of kids, and the white lab coats, the adults, told us that they were going to turn us into myths. And I remember asking a blonde-haired boy, "What's a myth?" And they said something about the super soldier projects. Again, I turned to the boy with blonde hair who was a little bit older than me. "What's a super soldier? I don't understand. What are they talking about?" And the boy was trying to explain what myths are, and a super soldier is a myth, so it's real, but it's fake. I didn't understand. So I was 3 years old, and the place that they had us, imagine going into a Walmart supercenter, taking out the aisles of items and replacing them with cages. And there would be cages 3 stacked high, and there would be about 5 to 10 kids in each cage, and we were wired to the cages, and they also had these things on our fingertips and all over our body, and they would electrocute us over and over again. I implore you to test all spirits, get confirmations back from Heavenly Abba, and please look up MK Ultra projects stemming from Operation Paperclip. Please, I implore you to look this up, as well as to test everything and get confirmations back from Heavenly Abba. There are shapeshifters. The royals are not human. They shapeshift. There was a witch in the dumps. She was so evil. You guys think of your new age witches. The one in the dumps. Oh my goodness. This witch, one night it looked to me like she cut herself open, took out a knife and fork and cut off a piece of her heart and ate it. Maybe it could have been her intestines. But I remember being injected with black goo, and I know that to be Anunnaki DNA. And in the MyLabs, military laboratories, I remember shelves on the walls, and on these shelves were jars. There were babies in the jars. There were different looking things in the jars. They were aware of what was going on. They were watching us kids being abused. So that abuse is going to be normal for them when they get out of those jars. And these are the chairs that me and the other kids would be strapped down to. Again, they would electrocute us over and over. This was Texas, the Dumbs in Texas, and I think this was an above-ground government facility in Nelson, Canada. Joseph Mangley, who I nicknamed Joe the Mechanic, anytime I had a problem, he would fix my wagon, and my problem would be gone. Even if it wasn't my fault that I had a problem, my problem would be gone. I'm a created human being. We can get into that in another show. He would electrocute us over and over again, and he would go to a cage, take out a kid, bring it to the center of the room on the table, and mutilate it to death. And there were different things hanging on the wall, like different knives, different apparatuses, like torture. People don't realize, people focus on Jack Parsons being a sorcerer and opening a portal in the desert. Well, Joseph Mangley was a sorcerer. He was a Nazi mastermind scientist. He could open up a portal in you. People don't realize it was not only about the human experimentation, but Mangley was worshiping the darkness as he did all of this, and took orders from the darkness as he did all of this. He was a sorcerer. He was a necromancer. He was a Luciferian. He was that. I was born into these MK Ultra projects, and just recently I turned 50 on September 12th. This is a big year for me, and I hope to do more little short videos to give you my testimony. Please excuse me if I repeat myself, and thank you so much for your time.